Salam Israel, the model for your patience. All right. It's the law class. All right. Okay, first we're going to start it off. If anybody has any questions, let's see here. Any questions about the law? Any questions about the law? Get you inviting up right now. Okay. If you have any questions about the law, all right. Tonight we're gonna go over the law in its entirety and why it's important to keep the entire law. Is that? All right, give me Matthew chapter 7, verse 1.
Matthew chapter 7, verse
Oh,
1.
no, just hold on. Just throw it out. Yeah. Okay. And of course, we go over scriptures about the law. And a lot of people probably be familiar with the scripture of not one jot, not one tittle. Okay. But the reason why I'm going over this precept is because a lot of people have to understand that when you teach the law and live by the law, you have to live by the entirety of the law. And living by the law there is judgment according to the law. All right? All right? Okay. Okay. There is judgment according to living to the law. Now, when we think of the law, a lot of times we automatically associate it with the negative. All right. What is the positive behind the law? What is the positive behind the law? Like that shirt. You got that at Passover, the t-shirt? We've got it online. That's not a Florida. It is Florida? Do those? Okay. And while I'm saying that about Officer Thawumgabar's t-shirt, these brothers they working with clothing. Did you see the dresses? I think it's the brother in Houston. Am I saying his name? Habanaya. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, also Habanawa.
Yeah, Habanawa. Wow. Man, shout out to that brother, man. He got some dresses for the sisters. It's a dress with the hood on it. These brothers not playing. In Florida, what's that brother's name? UPK Florida, where? Atazar? Salakia. Atazar, right? Out of Florida. Man, he got some new stuff coming too. And then, on top of that, they saying they're gonna put that one picture of the generals. Did you see that one picture of the generals? No. It's all the generals. Yes. It's like Commander General Yohana at the top, and then it's got the other generals, and it's like making a circle. And it's got the shield in the middle of it. Woo! I'm like, damn, I like to see that. That look like it's tough. Like that's going on a t-shirt. You saying another one? Or you just talking about a picture?
Just a picture. It's like it was Commander General and General Muhammad saying next to each other.
Okay.
General Yohana had the tan joint.
It's a color picture. Oh, okay, yeah. You saying that? You just saying that's a fly picture?
Cut.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. I'm thinking of t-shirts. Yeah. But nevertheless, man. So shout out to these brothers that's doing that. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I got to sit on his body, but sit every day.
Yeah.
Until Friday.
Until the cookout.
20% off.
He gonna do that to us, huh? 20% off, and then when we get to the cookout, the sale is ended. That's crazy. Nah, I'm just joking. That's probably so you can pick it up at the cookout. Lord allow, he might be doing it like that. And he came out with some other stuff too, right?
Yeah.
I'm not just oils. I mean, like, isn't he doing soap now?
He got the candles.
Yeah.
He got the candles, the oils, the body butters. I'm not sure if it's the soaps.
Yeah, I think he came out with some new soap. Some soap gel. He's starting up. Yeah. Got the new fragrances he got. He got this one called Opium. They talking about. They saying that's live. I was going to get the at the Passover. I was going to get the aphrodisiac, but he said that wasn't on under the 20%. You know, I was about to cop that, but that wasn't under the 20% off. So, but nevertheless, always support this truth. Okay. All right. Yeah, the importance. What's the positive? Back to it. What's the positive of the law? Because we always think of the negative of the law, but what's the positive of the law?
It's like
Go ahead.
what it does for us. You know, the protection and the guidance, the wisdom, you know, that we get.
Got okay. Calm.
Like, we'll learn, you know what I'm saying, how to be able to keep more of what we have versus, you know what I'm saying, giving it to everyone else. It's, you know, like we was bringing out yesterday, though, you know, with the businesses that we once owned. Where are they today, right? Our forefathers had businesses, you know, of course, so, and where are they? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have that stuff now. Why? Because we weren't wise, you know what I'm saying, in the decisions and choices that we made, of course. You know, now,
So you're saying keeping the law will help us keep our businesses? Okay. All right. You might want to go ahead and elaborate a little bit.
It's like, so,
Because when people think of the law, the reason why I'm saying it, not to cut you off, I want you to elaborate. When people think of the law, they're going to think of how are you correlating that with economics, right? A lot of times people look at what we teach and they look at it like, y'all teach religion. They swear this is a religion. You know what I'm saying? They don't think that this has a connection with business or. And it's funny we just said that. We just talked about all the brothers. Yeah. But they don't associate it with economics.
right.
So go ahead, elaborate a little bit.
It's like, so, you know, like we was talking about last night, you know, with the one, you know, lady, you know what I'm saying, the children sold the house to Duncan Bright, of course, though.
Right.
Duncan Bright tore that thing down,
Right.
turned it into a parking lot.
Right.
And they're making, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know what I'm saying, off of, you know what I'm saying, that extra 30 feet of parking. That
Right.
Extra, you know what I'm saying, 60 feet of parking that he just acquired, of course. Whereas that could even turn into something where, whether that be the case, they took a small portion of that cut at that moment and had a residual, you know what I'm saying, for the time that the business was there. So now they're getting a cut of the business every month.
But associated to the law.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like bring it right to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
Well, it's like, what I'm saying is more so like us dealing wisely, you know what I'm saying, with, you know, the other nations, of course, though. Instead of us, you know, giving what we have, of course, though, and taking crumbs, you know, now, you know, we're making deals, of course, though, that's going to benefit us as a people.
That's right. There is laws that are set in the Bible of how to deal with the other nations economically, like charging them interest. That's what you're saying too, right? Like putting an interest on things. Also, there are laws in the Bible of inheritance that black people don't follow. I was talking to a sister yesterday, and she was talking about a brother whose father is a airplane pilot, and his mother is is like a doctor or something like that. And she said that the father is selling his house, and I'm like, why don't he just give the house to his son? You feel what I'm saying? And I'm talking to somebody else, and it's like, oh, my dad getting ready to sell this house. He gonna sell it to me. Your father selling you a house? And then if I don't purchase the house, he's still gonna sell the house. There are laws in the Bible about inheritance, like the Awam is saying, right? Say, for instance, the brothers and sisters on that block where Duncan and Bright is came together and said, we're not selling our houses. We've been living here. We're going to give this to our children. You feel what I'm saying? Right? We're going to do this and give this to our children. That entire block would still be there in existence, and Duncan Bright will be in competition, and then we could take and pass it on to our children to where our children don't even have anywhere to live. But that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Taiwan?
Yeah.
Black people don't have nowhere to live. We don't even pass our wherever we live down. There is a law of inheritance in the Bible. Okay? There are laws that you are to pass down this to your firstborn son. You're supposed to pass this down to your children. There are laws like that. And if you deal with the other nations, you are to charge them interest and not charge your brother interest. Just think of how much money we would have as a people if everything that we had, we charge interest to the other nations and not to each other. How do you think the Jewish man got so rich? That's because that's what he does. He does usury amongst the other nations. He calls them goyim, right? Gentile. In the Yiddish, he'll say the goy or the goyim, and he'll charge them this high interest on everything. Meanwhile, he'll deal with his brother or his cousin, his uncles, his sisters, all that, and he won't charge them an interest or a usury fee. And that's how they circulate their money in their community. Go ahead.
God's lucky. So even one of the things I'm saying is the causes that they put in place, though. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, right now, housing market, of course, though, is booming, right? You buy a house, of course, though, but, you know, let's just say you were to use something like the land bank or, you know, one of these government agencies. If you buy it through them, you know, or even through some of the banks, there are clauses that will say that you, like a covenant, restricted covenant, that will prevent you from selling unless you go through them. So even if right now someone came to you offering, you know, saying $200,000 for your house, and you only pay $75,000, well, if you sell that house without using, you know, what I'm saying, this particular agency, you're going to be charged, you know, what I'm saying, for selling that house. You can sell that house for $200,000, of course, though, and turn around and have to pay $30,000, you know what I'm saying, $50,000, $100,000, you know what I'm saying, for selling of that house. Because there were restrictions that was put on in place of you buying that house. And these are things, you know what I'm saying, that we don't know. But Esau, you know what I'm saying, and the other nations have done it so, you know, they're so crafty that they find a way to control even what you quote unquote own. And that's one of the things, you know, that the law, you know what I'm saying, helps us, you know, circumvent or navigate, of course, though. How to deal, you know what I'm saying, with the other nations so that, you know, we can keep what we have. We pass it along, you know, to whomever that it should be, of course, though. And, of course, we're not answering to another nation.
Right. That is heavy. Yeah. Okay. So they just wicked all around. Ain't no ways around it. Them being wicked is that. Okay. But so what's some positives? Some other positives about the law? Yep, dealing with ourselves. What's like the main positive of keeping the law? Give me Deuteronomy. Hold what I had you hold. Matthew 7. Hold Matthew 7. And give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. What am I getting ready to read? Deuteronomy chapter 28. What am I getting ready to read? A lot of times when we read Deuteronomy chapter 28, we read about the curses. But before the curses are the what?
Slide.
Go ahead.
blessings of rulership.
The blessings. The blessings. That's correct. The blessings. Okay? When you keep the law in its entirety, there are blessings attached and associated with it. There are blessings attached and associated with it. All right? Go right ahead up. When you keep the law, there are blessings attached and associated with keeping the law. All right? There is a positive in keeping the law. It's not just all negative. There is a positive to keeping the law. Like you I brought out an example, the brother brought out about the economics behind it. There's economics behind it. There's an inheritance behind it. You get what I'm saying? There's laws about inheritance and economics. Okay, go ahead, Al.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently.
If you shall hearken what?
Diligently.
You shall hearken what?
Diligently.
Diligently. What does diligently mean? What does diligently mean? You can do something and then you can do it diligently. There's one thing to do something, and then there's another thing to do it diligently. What does diligently entail? What does diligently entail? If you do something diligently, you're doing something diligently.
It's like,
Go ahead, huh?
like to do with a specific intent or purpose. Like you focus on the law in everything that you do.
Calm. All right. I got the word here. Diligent in the Webster's College Dictionary, page 413, diligent says this. Persevering, right? Persevering and careful in work, done with careful, steady effort, painstaking. Why is painstaking there? Done with diligency. When something is diligent, it's painstaking, it's careful. Say what you said again, Taiwan.
It's like to do, you know what I'm saying, with a focus and specific intent.
Okay, meaning you carry it out with a specific intent. Okay, here it's saying painstaking, careful, right? Persevering. Why is it? Why is the definition for diligent persevering and painstaking? What does that mean? What does that entail? And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently. Go ahead, Al.
Because there's like many things that can lead you astray. Whether it's like the Christian church, you know what I'm saying, politics, you know, conscious community, you know, there's many things that can lead you to focus on something other than the law, statutes, commandments, and Most High.
Right. Okay. Diligent. Right? Okay. Meaning it's going to be painful, which is why it says painstaking. Persevering, meaning you're going to have to continue to go through it. All right? There are things in the law that will go against your feelings or your flesh or how you feel about something, your emotion or your first thought of it, your thought process on it. There are things in the law in which the Lord has set up that might be contrary or conflicting to how you think about something or your feelings or how something feels to you. Or like the brother is saying, you got to battle against everything else around you and just in order to keep the law. It's, and it's not pain bearing, like the Lord said, like the scripture says, what it said, and 1 John, that it's not hard to bear. The law is not hard to bear. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that you gotta, like the brother saying, you gotta have it in you. You gotta just have an intent and a focus on it to where you handle the law with care. You have an understanding about it. Okay? And even though it's painful, like you first come into the truth, now you gotta keep a beard on your face. A full beard. For 30 plus years, you've been getting an edge up at the barbershop. So now it's like, it's just your routine is changed completely. Your entire lifestyle has been changed. You don't wake up on Sunday mornings to go to church. You don't wake up to go to church on Sunday mornings. Everything is changed with keeping the law diligently. And one thing about people, human beings, is they don't like change once they get into a habit. Okay, they talking about Highway 81, Interstate 81. They've been talking about it since 2014. You get what I'm saying? And the reason being is because people really don't want change. They don't like change. They understand that this is going to have to happen or that is going to happen. When you change something, it's not comfortable. All right? But for people to keep a law, it takes diligence. So you have to hearken diligently. Keep going. Call it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the Lord, unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
And to do some of them.
And to do all his commandments.
You have to do all of them. You cannot be selective in the law. You cannot pick and choose in the law. He was laughing about the Arabs and the Taliban yesterday because they love to pick and choose. They love to pick and choose about the law. All right? We was talking about the corner store. All right? Are they supposed to eat pork, but they can sell pork? And then find out that they don't really, and when you don't keep some of the law, I'm just using Islam as an example because Islam is a damn joke. Because come to find out, can Muslims eat pork out?
God, they just pray for it.
Nope, not that. That's not what they book say. There's something in their book that say it in the Quran. I was wondering if you heard it. In the Quran, it says, if you're hungry, if you're starving, you can eat pork. If you're starving, you can eat pork. Right? That shows how weak that Islam is. Okay? But nevertheless, you have to keep all the law in its entirety. You can't pick and choose this. Like the Christian church, they keep tithes. They pick tithes and keep tithe and tithing in their church. But they don't keep no other parts of the law. Okay? Which is foul and wicked. All right? They might keep women covering their head in the church. Some churches used to do that. Shalom. Some churches used to do that. It's a small few Christian churches that still do that. You ever seen that in the church? Y'all ever seen that in the church? Them big hats that the women wear in the church? Yeah. That's because they acknowledging the law of a woman having her head covered. Okay? All right? But they have to keep all of the law. So if we listen, hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, keep going.
and hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
And to do all his commandments. To observe and to do all his commandments. All right? Because we're taught that the law is hard and the law didn't work for our people. The law of Moses doesn't work. It's bad. It's all negative. It's all what you can't do. There's nothing good to it. The law is a blessing, man. Having a law, the law, statutes, and commandments given to us by the Most High, passed down to the 12 tribes of Israel, black people, the law is a blessing. And we about to go into it right now. Keep going.
Which I command thee this day,
Uh-huh.
the Lord thy God.
If we listen to the law, statutes, and commandments, we listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, we listen to the power, the Most High God, Yahweh is his name in the Hebrew. If we listen and diligently hearken and listen and follow, even if it's painful, to these laws, this day, now God doesn't change. God is the same today, yesterday, and forever, as the scripture says. So there is no changing. The law has always been here, and the law will always continue to be here. The law of the Most High God. As long as you have breath. Breathing is a law, right? Isn't it a scientific law for you to breathe? What do you breathe in? Anybody? What do you breathe in? What is the name of the air in which you breathe in? Everything has law. These people that love to hug a tree and love nature and all that. Y'all be in all that spooky stuff. You breathe in oxygen. What do you exhale? What do you breathe out? What do you breathe out? You breathe in oxygen. What comes out of your lungs? You know it?
CO2.
CO2, carbon monoxide, right? CO2 comes out. Now, what happens if you're in a room that's filled with CO2 and not oxygen? Do you live? You die. You die. Now, the Most High set it up to where a tree does what? The opposite. Trees do the opposite. Trees take in carbon monoxide, right? And push out oxygen. That's heavy. So there's a law of it. Even the way your lungs move. Even the way the air and the oxygen travels through your blood system. How it's all set up. Everything is about law, about structure. There's a law to everything. So when the Lord is saying, I've given you a law, if you hearken diligently, listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments. What if you don't partake in half of the breathing law? You're going to die. You're going to die. If you say, well, we're going to take out the oxygen part of the breathing. We're going to take out the carbon monoxide or the CO2 of breathing. We're going to take that out. Then we die. You have to have every part of the law in order to have life, for things to work. Keep going on. This is the benefit and the blessing of the law.
That I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high.
Will do what?
Will set thee on high.
Will do what?
Set thee on high.
Will set me on high.
above all nations of the earth.
Above all nations of the earth. I will set thee on high above all nations above the earth. Above all nations of the earth. I will set thee on high, meaning what? That was your first answer. Keeping the law. Rulership. Rulership. You will be above. What happens when you're above everybody else? Shalom. What happens when you are above everybody else? That's a blessing to be above everybody else. Because now you can set up and dictate how this is supposed to be in order. That's why he's given us the law. So that way we can have order and structure. Now, we're going to get this much food. This much water goes to that nation at this time. That's a blessing to be over all of that. Now you're giving authority. There is nothing more greater than authority. For your nation to be an authority. Shalom says, you know how powerful it must be for Biden to say, hey man, we getting up out of there. People was like, hold up, wait. You've been there for 20 years. Why you want to leave now? He's like, yo, why can President Biden do that? Why can he do that? Why can he tell Afghanistan we leaving? Why can he do that? Because he's an authority. Because he can. Because he's got the power to do it. He can say, look, man, I'm going to send everybody back. He can do that if he wants. Because he's an authority. He has the power to do it. That's a blessing, man. Okay? Will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Now you are on high above all nations on the earth. Keep going up. This is the benefit of keeping the law. This is the blessing of the law. Go ahead, huh?
And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Meaning that the Most High is just going to send these blessings. These blessings are automatic as soon as keeping the law and diligence and all of the law, right? This is just automatically is what's going to happen. A blessing is just right there. It's a reward. In keeping the law, there is a reward. Shalom, huh? There is a reward in keeping the law. Go ahead.
Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field.
You're going to have authority in the city you live in, and you're going to have authority in the suburbs or the country in which you live in. You'll be blessed, and everything associated with it. What comes with living in a city? If you live in a city, what are the benefits of living in a city? Benefits of living in a city. Right, but the benefits of living in a city, sis. Right, Reggie Jones says close to everything. Right, this is a blessing. No. The benefits, sis. You putting the curses down. We're going over the blessings. What are the blessings to keeping the law? And it says, blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Meaning, blessed shall you be in the city, and the field is talking about the suburbs or the country. Okay? Brother says close to everything. Right. So if you're close to everything, you have everything at your access. Now, the first part of this blessing is that you will have, right, grocery stores, right, sis, businesses, everything is moving inside of a city. But the blessing of it is you'll have authority over it. You feel what I'm saying? You'll have authority over the movies, the malls, right? Commerce, you'll have authority over that. The stores, you're close to everything. The people, you'll have authority over the people. Right? Jobs, right? The jobs, the economics, you'll have authority over all those things. Okay? Now the field, you'll have authority over what? What happens in the field? In the country? What's in the country? Go ahead.
Like land.
Land. What comes with land? Oh, the sister got farming. Crops. Yep. Animals. Right. So if you got control over the cities, because you're keeping the law, statute, commandments, you got control over the land, you got control over the agricultural aspect of economics, the farms, the animals. You feel what I'm saying? Esau don't have the law, statutes, and commandments. He don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. He foul wicked. How do they treat chickens under Esau's rule? How are animals being treated? I know y'all see the documentaries and see the YouTube videos. How are animals being treated under Esau? It's a documentary on Netflix. Blackfish. Right, brother. He said they drug the damn animals. They tear the animals up. They don't know how to keep an animal. They don't know how to treat animals because they animals themselves. That documentary on Netflix is called Blackfish. It's about the orca whale. The killer whales. My goodness, man. I watched that years ago. I was like, man, he is a beast. He is the devil on the earth. Stuff them with steroids and beat them. Exactly. Exactly. Right? You can go to KFC. Go to KFC and get a piece of chicken out. That chicken this big. That one piece of chicken. I'll be like, dang. They juice that thing. They juice it. You think females getting fake butts? Go to a farm. You want to see cows with fake butts this big. I'll be like, man, chickens walking around switching. Like, with the bill box because they filled with steroids. They be pumping them up and then chickens walking around like this, like the chicken hawk. God dang. But if we keep the law, statutes, and commandments, free-range chickens, man. Chickens have sex every day, all day long. Ain't no reason to be, filling them up with steroids. Animals have sex every day. They produce every day. You ain't got to do all this. If you treat the earth right and the land right, Esau don't know about that. He pollute all types of water and earth. If you treat the earth right, food grows all the time. You got different food that grow in each season. And you got enough land everywhere on the planet to produce enough for all the people on earth. So if we're ruling, blessed is us. We'll be blessed in the city and blessed in the field. Keep going on.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, of thy kin, and thy flock, and the flocks. What
is that saying, man? What is that saying? Yeah, sister said you're You eat them type of chickens, grow horns on your head. You want to start growing feathers. Or them steroids in that chicken. Lord be with us. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body. What is that talking about? What's the fruit of your body? What is the fruit of your body? That's right, sis. The sis said, she asking a question. She says, is it having more babies? That's correct. Yes, that's the fruit of your body. Having babies. Having children. Right? It's biblical and we use it as a slang term. The term seed. Your seed. Your children being your seed. A woman being pregnant with your seed. That's biblical. And that's the fruit of thy body. All right? And having children. Okay? It's a blessing to have lots of children. A nation that has lots of children, it's showed as something great. Showed as a future. Blessed shall we be. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body. Okay? Keeping the law, you're going to have a brother and sister alone going to have 6, 7, 8 babies. That's a blessing. That's a blessing, man. And the fruit of thy ground. What's the fruit of the ground? That's the farming. Okay? The fruit of the ground is farming. And the fruit of thy cattle. All right? Meaning you keep the law, statutes, and commandments, because in the law, statutes, and commandments, doesn't it teach you how to treat animals? It teach you how to treat animals. What's going on?
That's what I get. Because we mistreated animals, we got COVID-19.
That's correct. That's correct. Because we eat the wrong animal. Because Moab over there eating bats. Bats and snails and what is it called? Pangolins? It's like a damn armadillo eating things we ain't supposed to eat. When you keep the law, everything is in order. And the law is so powerful. Noah was given what? The law of how many animals to bring in. Right? Wasn't it 7 of the clean? 2 of the unclean? So you can have more that you eat. It's more pigs than it is cows. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Why is it more pig than cow? It shouldn't be like that. It should be more cattle than it is pigs. A pig should be on the farm, Salaki. A pig should be on the farm to do what? What's a pig's point of being on the farm? Shalom says, what is a pig's point in being on the farm? Shalom, brother. Does anybody know? Why is a pig on the farm? Why is a shrimp, crab, or a lobster on the floor of the sea or the ocean? To eat up the feces, to eat up the toxic waste that comes from all the other animals. That is the point. They ain't nothing but garbage disposals. They eat feces. They eat animal doodle. That's right, sis. Eat any and everything. If an animal die on that farm, if a squirrel or a rabbit die on the farm, the pig gonna come right by and gobble it up. Eat it up. Eat it up. Same with a shrimp, crab, and lobster. Eat all the dead fish. Eat all the feces from the bottom of the ocean. But because everything is out of whack, now if we keep the law, statutes, and commandments, everything is cool. The increase of thy kin, or thy kind, right? Everything that has its own kind will increase. The law is saying everybody and everything gonna have sex. We hearken diligently to the law, and we follow the law. Everything and everybody gonna have sex. That's a blessing. Keep going on.
And the flocks of thy sheep.
And the flocks of thy sheep. All right. Sheep produce clothes, wool. All right. Okay. Everything. Keep going up.
Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Okay. We'll have more. Did you say something? Keep going.
Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out.
What does that mean, man? What does that entail? Blessed shalt thou be on thy coming in, and blessed shalt thou be on thy coming out. Blessed shalt thou be thy coming in, and thy coming out, and thy going out, excuse me. This might be a little tough. Now remember, we're given authority over all things, man. All other nations. We got the authority over the earth. So what's blessed shalt thou be coming in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out? What is that talking about? This might be a little difficult. Anybody get this one?
So,
Go ahead.
this is just representing more or less in thy travels.
Yes. Yep. Give me more.
Like example, Sandra Bland. You know, how she was put to death, of course, you know, in the midst of her travels, she got pulled over by the cops.
That's true. That's correct.
But like,
Go ahead.
even, you know what I'm saying, when you leave the house from amongst your people, of course, though, and you venture, you know what I'm saying, amongst people, amongst those that are not your kin, your kind.
Give me a little bit more. Keep going on that. Sister said, is it coming in the truth and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments? No, that's more of a spiritual thing. This is physical, sis. Like coming in and like going out. You're right. You're right. You wanted about the travel. You saying it. I'm just saying, give me more of a broader. Okay. President Biden came back yesterday and said there's still Americans in Afghanistan. I'm about to send some more troops over and some more planes to get my people. And if you touch them, if anybody threatens or touches any of these Americans, we going all out. I'm paraphrasing what he's saying. I'm using that as an example for this precept.
God, it's like, just,
Right.
Whether, you know what I'm saying, we are amongst allies or enemies, you know, whether we journey, you know what I'm saying, you know, to the land of Canaan, or journey, you know what I'm saying, you know, to someone that's not us. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we travel over to China, you know what I'm saying, we don't have to be worried about harm coming to us.
Why?
Because we have protection.
What's our protection? The Most High, right? Okay. Okay. All right. Give me more on what you're saying we have protection.
So
Make it physical. You know what I'm saying? Make it like a physical. Yeah, make it like a physical statement, what you're saying.
So when we travel abroad, people are going to make sure it's like we okay. They're going to make sure, you know what I'm saying, that we got food. Make sure they got shelter. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, that we're not going to, you know what I'm saying, get hurt.
Why?
Because they're going to have to answer to the Most High. They're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, like, there's a consequence.
Okay, okay. Right? When you say right now, right, say for instance you're talking to a heathen and you say, you're going to answer to the Most High. What is the heathen going to think? Right now, he's going to laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to answer not to the Most High. They are, but they're not going to answer to the Most High. They're going to answer to you. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to rule the entire planet.
Okay.
So, you get what I'm saying? So the traveling is, we're going to rule travel. Like, we're going to be over traveling. The easy pass that we got to buy, that's going to be us. The streets and the highways, that's going to be us. The planes going back and forth in the air, the buses, the trains, all that is going to be us. No heathen is going to run travel. And then, like you said, when we go to another country, you're going to have 144,000 men that rule the planet under Yahushua, under the 12 apostles, underneath the Most High. So if I go to a place, Lord allow, I'm 144,000. If I want you part of the 144,000, you rule over China, right? I can just contact you. Since I'm coming to China. All the heathens are going to bow when I get off of a plane. You feel what I'm saying? You're going to say, Azaniah's coming. Y'all better be right. You're going to talk like that to the heathen. Y'all need to get in line. This better be right. What the hell is going on over here? You want more chicken feet for dinner? That's the spirit this is in, of the going out and coming in and going out. That means to travel. We'll be over to travel. Like you said, there will never be police brutality or some being pulled over by some heathen who shoots and murders us. These bastards, that wouldn't even enter their mind. We'll control travel of the planet. Go ahead, up. Verse 7.
The Lord shall cause thine enemies to rise up against thee.
That.
Oh, sorry. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
Ooh. It sounds tough, man. This don't sound like a Christian church. Your enemies, are we going to have enemies? Are we going to have people who want to rise up against the Most High in the kingdom of heaven? Or when we keep the law, statute, hell yeah. Absolutely right. And all of those enemies will be smitten. What does smitten mean? What is this smitten? You all right?
Go.
What's smitten? Oh, you got it? Go ahead.
Kind of like to be put to death.
Yep, I'm getting it right here.
I was just thinking about a plane taking off.
Go ahead.
I was just thinking about the plane taking off and saying that, those that's falling off, like,
Yep.
And of course, I'm saying that's just because you don't look at it as, oh, that's a problem right now. But when they finally get here, what I'm saying? And they're taking over our neighborhoods and taking over, what I'm saying, the business opportunity here and all the benefits, the fruit of this, land, the fruit of our people.
Right.
You're gonna start to be like, oh man, all these, hey man.
Yeah, that's because we're not. You're absolutely right. That's because we're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? We're the ones smitten. Right? But our enemies that rise up against thee will be smitten in thy face. Page 1372. Webster's College Dictionary, page 1372. Smitten. Go to smite. Smite is to hit or strike hard, to bring into a specified condition by, or as by a blow. To smite someone dead. To strike or a condition, or to strike or attack with powerful or disastrous effect. That's smite, man. We'll be in authority. The enemies rise up against us, they be beaten back into submission. And they'll be put to death. Does that happen to us? Joe Biden said it. President Biden said it yesterday. He said, listen, we're going over there to get the rest of our people. You touch one of them, we will use full force. And he mean that. January 6th. What does everybody say about if it was black people out? Black people, they kill me because they know. Talk to somebody. Black or Hispanic. Israelers, blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, right? North, Central, and South America. Ooh, if that was us on January 6th, what would have happened? What would have happened? Because that was an insurrection. That was to take back the vote. They went in that building looking for the ballot boxes. Go ahead, Al.
Sorry, body count would have been like down in Haiti. And that's on the low end.
We rise up against this country. Oh my goodness. We do something like that insurrection, we would have been put to death. They have that privilege. These wicked bastards have that disgusting privilege of putting us to death if we rise up against them. I'm not talking about they got more power than the Most High. Because we in the Isupk, we're doing it through the Most High. Okay? And that's why they don't touch us in here. Because we keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. But I'm talking about we doing something stupid like them Edomites did on January 6th and attacked the Capitol building. They said they was patriots. They called them patriots doing that. And I finally seen the video of the woman that got shot in the neck. I finally seen a video where they brought her out. They brought her out of the Capitol building on the structure with the ambulance. And they had people guard, they had the guards, the police guarding her as they bringing her, and her body just rocking, dead. Just dead weight, shaking to the motion of the stretcher. Got that bullet wound, her jaw gone. But what was the people still doing? They were still going. They still going up. They like, oh man, they dropping bodies in there. They just kept going. That's like Go. They can rise up and do that. If our enemies rise up against us, they will be smitten in our face. They will be smitten before thy face. Meaning they will be brought to justice right in our face. Keep going out. They shall come up.
They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways.
What does that mean, man? What does that mean? What does this entail? If we keep the laws, these are the blessings in keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. Right on.
It's like, so they're going to be unified when they're going to be like a unified front, you know, to attack me, of course, though. But then, you know what I'm saying, they're going to hide. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to hide, you know. So they're not going to hide together. They're going to hide, you know what I'm saying, in their own, you know, separate, you know, corners of wherever, you know what I'm saying, they can go.
That's right. They're going to flee 7 ways. Okay, and 7 is just a number meaning of a lot or many or of a completion. And this is just war. This is just a symbol of war. When a nation or something comes up against you, and then you fight back, because that's the blessings of keeping the law. That's the power of the Most High with you, and you are in authority over all nations. You'll see them scattered different ways, meaning they will not have a unified. They won't have a unified front. They'll be all over the place. Okay? That's our condition as black people. We don't fight against anything because we're scattered all over the place. Meaning our military strategy is over here, it's over there, it's doing this, it's doing that. Okay? And that just means you're a coward. When you flee 7 ways, you flee all types of ways. That is just hilarious. All right, keep going.
And the Lord shall command the blessings.
I'll call it out.
It's like Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 8. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou.
Why can't black folks get nothing? Why black people just don't have no businesses? You know why? Because black folks don't come together.
That's not it.
Black folks don't want to struggle for it.
That's not it.
Why black people can't have these houses? Maybe they should just be like the Chinese and all just cram up in the house, or the Arabs cram up in the house together. Why don't we do that? We can't do it because we arguing and we doing this. Why can't we do that? We should have economics.
The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses. You was going to say something?
It's like, because, you know what I'm saying, like, we're too focused on the blessing not coming from the Most High, but, you know what I'm saying, somewhere else.
We don't care about the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We can care less. We don't give a damn about the Bible. That's what it is. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's why black people don't have anything. Because we're the 12 tribes of Israel. The Lord is saying, if you hearken diligently and keep all the commandments, all the law, these are the blessings. I'll bless your storehouses. You'll have a business on every corner. We don't have it because we don't believe and follow in the Most High God. We don't follow the Bible. We worried about what the goddamn computer said. How to do it. We're listening to everything else. Well, if we do it like this or do it like that, shut up. Let's keep the law, statutes, and commandments first. If you have no morals, if you have no values, if you have no law, statutes, and commandments, you won't have anything. But if we have the law, statutes, and commandments first, then we'll have everything. That is the point of the scriptures. Go ahead, Al.
And in all that thou settest thy hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
He gonna give us the land. What you want to set your hand to, it's going to prosper. It's going to be, you know, the Christian church love that prosperity teaching. Prosperity, the money coming to me, the blessings. You don't have a clue because you don't believe in the law. If you kept the law, then we'll have these things. And he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. That's it. You're going to have these lands. You're going to be blessed with it. You'll have the land. You'll have the businesses. You'll have the things that you build up and want built up. You got to keep the law. That's the blessing and the benefit of the law. The law is bad. The law is so bad. The law is only about the dead. The law this and the law that. Nobody could keep the law, so God did away with it. What type of sense does that make? You saying God is dumb? You saying God created something that wouldn't work? You are insulting the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that's why you die. The law is never done away with. The law has never been done away with. It's always been in existence. You need law. You need commandments. You need order. That's what this is. And if you keep the law of the Most High God, Yahweh, there it is. Keep going on. Verse 9. This is heavy. This is heavy. This is the heavy part right here. Go ahead.
Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he saith, as he hath sworn unto thee.
As he hath what? Sworn unto thee. You'll be a holy people. What does holy mean? What's holy? Foaming at the mouth? Saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. That's holy, right? Jumping around in the church. Playing the music in the church. That gospel music. That's holy, right? What does holy mean? You got it?
Right.
Go ahead.
Separate.
Separate. You're separate unto the Most High God. You know why? What happens when we bring out black people are Israelites? Hispanics are Israelites. Black and Hispanics are the real Jews. The real the Native Americans, they the real 12 tribes of Israel. What happens when you say that to these people that don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments? What happens? What do they say? What about over there? What about over here? Ain't there some Israelites over there? Nigga, keep the law. You an Israelite. You don't want to keep the law, so you don't want to identify as being an Israelite. But the Lord says, the Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself. That's great. You're a holy people unto himself. No other nation can have that claim. No other person can have that claim except niggas, which the world hates. You are God's chosen people. Yes, I said it. Niggas. Black people. Brown people. Hispanics. Nobody cares about these people. These people are at the bottom. But these people, if keeping the law, statutes, and commandments diligently, all of them, and observe to do what the Lord commands, the Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee. He swore it unto us, and he keeps his promise. He keeps his oath. He sworn unto us. Everybody can come into the thing. Everybody, shut the hell up. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. It's not biblical. It's right here in the Bible, and we are separate unto him. Keep going.
Sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God and walk in his ways.
You're going to be ruling the earth. You will be the image of the Most High God on the earth. You are Yahweh Shai Mashiach, your king's representation on the earth. Can't nobody be perfect. You just want to fail. You keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That is the blessing. That you will rule the earth and represent the Most High God. Keep going on.
And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord,
Yashar, Prince of the power. The entire earth will see that you represent the Most High God, the power over all things, the creator of everything, creator of heaven and earth, everything. All these other gods are trash. And they look at our God and say, he is the God of everything. He is the almighty and the powerful. Yahweh. That is powerful, man. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the chosen. That's the real God. Those are the chosen people. And we represent him. Keep going, Salaki. This is have you fun, God. Go ahead.
and they shall be afraid of thee.
They shall what?
Be afraid.
They shall what?
Be afraid.
The other nations shall what?
Be afraid.
What has the Christian church done to us, man? What has the Christian church done to us? We are afraid of the other nations. We cry for the other nations. We embrace and love the other nations. The Bible says they shall be afraid of thee. What does that entail? If the other nations are afraid of us, what does that do? And why would this be a blessing? What would happen if they are afraid of us?
It's like, there's protection. You know, like, no one would try to cause harm, let's say,
Yeah. Go ahead.
because they're afraid of what's going to befall them if they do.
Absolutely. They wouldn't rape us. They would not think of murdering us. They would not think of integrating with us. They would not think of cheating us. They would be afraid. They would be utterly afraid of dealing with us and dealing wicked or wrong with us. That is the blessing in keeping the law. The laws aren't done away with. And this is how you get a blessed nation. This is how you receive the blessings. By keeping the law. Keeping the law. Any questions or comments, pop them in. You keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you're going to get blessing. One of the blessings is the other nations will fear thee. They would be afraid. They'll look at our women and they'll look down on the floor. Those are some beautiful women. I wouldn't disrespect them at all. I couldn't touch them. I couldn't talk to them. Nope. And they would teach their children and their children's children. You better not disrespect them. You better not put your hands on them. You better not speak against them. Ooh-wee. It will bring us to the furthest extent of the law. I couldn't do that to them holy people. Those people are holy. Man, they women and children, you better not. You better not. What? Verse 11.
And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body,
Mm-hmm.
and in the fruit of thy cattle,
Mm-hmm.
and in the fruit of thy ground, and the land which the Lord swore unto thy fathers to give thee.
That's right. We went over that. Okay, keep going.
The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasures, the heaven, to give thee rain unto the land in his season.
That's right. And we keep the Lord's statutes and commandments. The rain will give it to us in our season. We have a rain season. We wouldn't have no natural disasters, because everything will be part of the order. We'll have a rain season so that we can flourish in our crops and in our products. Went to get coffee this morning. The man at the store says, "We don't have no more glass Starbucks coffee." Said Starbucks said they don't have it right now. They don't know when they'll be back in stock, because they sell the coffee in the can and they sell it in a glass jar, a glass bottle. Glass bottle. And he's talking to me about the shortage of glass because of the shortage of truck drivers. So the product is just going down. So when the product go down, now this product got an increase in price, because there's a glass shortage now. I'm like, dang. Because last year or some months ago, there was a chicken shortage. So there's a chicken shortage. You was bringing it out. There's a timber shortage, right? Or wood shortage, because of the travel was shut down. Because of the, go ahead.
It's like there's a coin shortage with the banks and across the
That's
nation.
correct. But as soon as the pandemic started, it was a coin shortage. Coin shortage. You go to the stores, they got signs up in this. Please, we accept coins. We need coins. You go to the bank, we need more coins. If the bank ain't got coins, how the hell am I gonna have coins? It's a coin shortage. So the Lord is saying to the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, he's saying to us, the treasures of heaven given unto you. We wouldn't have to deal with that. We keep the law, statutes, and commandments, we good. And the Most High going to make sure that the pandemics ain't going to hit us or affect us. Right? The viruses, the diseases, the economic depressions, all these things, that ain't going to affect you at all. Keep going on.
The heavens, the heavens to give thee rain unto the land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand.
To bless all the work of thine hand. Keep going.
And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow.
Ooh. I want him to hit us with it. I ain't got to tell him. You know, I know you're slave. You ain't got to tell him you're slave. But just think, you do all the lending and no borrowing to all the nations on the earth. Just imagine if all the banks were black. I'm talking about blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans. All the banks on the earth. And you did no... Want to let me know a little something? Go ahead.
So, I mean, if you recall, you know, saying the way that interest rates were, of course, in the past versus now, at one point in time, you would get a savings account that yielded like 11% interest, right? But mortgages were being put out for 15% interest at that time.
Mm.
So when you look at the return on your monies, of course, though, the banks would lend out for a higher interest rate, and they would pay out at a lower interest rate, which is the same thing now, because banks are giving less than a percentage interest, less than 1% interest. But they charge you 10%, 12%, 29% interest. So if you look at it, leave your money in the bank, you know what I'm saying, for the next 10 years. and you only get 1.07%, return on the monies. You purchase a savings bond, and from the Federal Reserve, of course, though, right?
Yeah.
The U.S. from the U.S. Treasury, and your return,
It's nothing.
over 20 years,
It's nothing.
right? So between the inflation and everything else that goes on, you are taking a loss, of course, while the banks and the federal system, are gaining nonstop.
So flip it.
So
If we had the
Yeah.
banks,
So if it was us, that was doing all the lending, of course, though, if it was us, that was charging the usury, of course, we can do it in a way that was favorable unto us, unto our people. They give all types of low interest rate, to,
yeah,
people who don't need it.
that's right.
And they charge the high interest rate to those,
That's right.
who are in need. Now, if we were, roles averse, we're the one, making all the money off of the bank fees and the interest rates and everything else stuff. Whereas that's not the case right now, because we're paying them, those high interest rates. of
That's
course.
right.
And they're keeping their money, they're keeping our money in their banks, and we're keeping none of their money.
Absolutely. Heavy point. Heavy point. We don't borrow. We'll just lend. That's power. That is absolutely economic power. That is wealth beyond measure. Go ahead.
It's like, and one of the biggest things is that there are a great number of us, financially, who has never borrowed. And when we finally are in need, because we have some type of expense that is beyond, whatever our means, of course, we're penalized for that. A man in his 40s, a man in his 50s, of course, though, who's always dealt with cash, paid everything in cash, now goes to the bank because, he needs to repair something on his property that's going to cost 50, grand. And he's turned down,
Yeah,
for it. And it is either forced to sell, or
because the
forced-
rich take care of the rich, like you were saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right. But just imagine that being us. We'll be the rich on the earth. So we'll be the determining factor of how much money we loan out. And we will never borrow from the other nations because we will be in complete authority. That's keeping the law. Keep going on. That's keeping the law. These are the blessings of keeping the law. Go ahead.
Okay. So, if thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them, and thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them.
I will make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only. What does above only mean? Y'all tell me. Type it in quick. Tell me, what does above only mean? Why does the scripture say above only? And thou shalt not be beneath. You shall be the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. What does above only mean? Give y'all 5 seconds. Come on. What does above only mean?
It's like,
Go ahead.
so, we're in a low state, of course. We're not in control, of course. I think about, sharecroppers, of course, right? And the way that sharecroppers, they would pay, to rent the land. And then, whatever they produce, they would then take that to the market. And of course, everything that is being dictated to them by those that are above them. The landowner dictates how much you're going to pay, as far as in the rent, of course, for land. And then, of course, at the market, they dictate how much your crops are worth, though. And everything that you do, someone else is deciding, you know what I'm saying, what you're worth, what you're capable of.
Found one. I don't know if you've noticed it. Every time you answer the question, right? And I'm not saying that it's wrong, it's right. But every time you answer the question, or the majority of the questions you answer, you compare it to our state now. You notice that?
Okay.
And the reason why you do that is because we don't know what it's like to be on the other side. That's crazy. I'm talking about black people in general when we talk. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, I asked about travel. What does that mean if we conducted our going out and coming in? And you brought up Sandra Bland. Feel what I'm saying? I brought up something else, and you said, well, the brother, he 40, 50 years of age. He ain't never do nothing wrong. He don't get the loan. We can only look at it from this side. That's how sad it is. You get what I'm saying? That's how destroyed we are as a people, to where if we asking a question about the Bible, if I ask a question about the Bible and it says you're gonna be above, only thing we can talk about is how we're low. And it must just be the other side of being low. We don't see that, man. We see it in here. I'm saying we don't see that. Like when we say anything, they call us the Black Ku Klux Klan. Black people. They say we're racist. And what's the big thing that people talk about racism? They say black people can't be racist because we don't have the power. We don't know what it's like. We don't know what it's like to say you can't come into this store because you white. We have no idea what that means. You can't get on this bus because you white. You got to sit in the back. You got to drink from this water fountain. You can only eat this food. Nah, you go to bed at this time. You listen only to this music. You only talk about this. We have no idea what that entails because we were born not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. We're born into slavery. Go ahead, Isaac.
Slaggy, the sad part is that the only thing that we can talk about when we typically talk about, I guess you could say our fight more or less, is the fact is that this is what we go through, but we can never talk about our rulership without including another group or another nation of people.
Like that's what I wanted the answer to be. You feel what I'm saying? But you were saying, well, we on the bottom. We on the bottom. We on the bottom. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm just saying, like, that's the answer. When I kept saying above only. Right? Our answer to that is we on the bottom. So I guess it means the opposite. Deshaun Dixon put one power, only one on top. That's that, right? Above only means ourselves. In power by ourselves. Complete control by ourselves. Christianity is against the Bible. Above only. Christianity says no, diversity, tolerance. No, you can't have that. And it's a lie anyway. Because of what? Every time I turn on the goddamn TV or I'm looking on social media, I see the one black person that's a CEO of this. The one black person that made it. Oh, let it be a sister. Oh my goodness. It's going to be on the timeline for 20 days straight. Right or wrong. She did this, and she's the only one there. We should support her because she's the only one in this industry. When we're saying to black people, if we keep the law, statutes, and commandments, it won't be one person running this Fortune 500, one person on the CEO board. It won't be one brother. It won't be one sister. It would be all of us only. Christianity is wicked as hell. It's against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. The law says, the Most High God says, if you hearken and keep the law, he just said it. I'll make thee the head and not the tail. I'll make thee above only and not be beneath. Only. That key word is only. We cannot fathom the thought of having something only to ourselves. And it's like when we get it, we don't want it only to ourselves. We act like something is wrong with it. Right or wrong? Like even think of selling. Think of your demographic. If you only have black people that you're selling to, you're going to think something is wrong with your business. Right or wrong? Or the majority, or just the majority. You like, damn, I don't know if I'm doing right. Only blacks and Hispanic. I got one white customer, but I got 300 black customers, 200 Hispanic customers. I don't know, man. Go ahead,
That's like it. One thing I'm just going to mention. Judge McKinney, former judge here in Syracuse, he mentioned, you know what I'm saying, how when it came down to things that he's seen in that he would come across his desk, of course, or, you know, while he was in office, he had to consider others. You know what I'm saying? He was forced to, you know what I'm saying, because that's the office that he held.
Mm-hmm.
However, you know what I'm saying, now that he's no longer in that position, of course, though, he can focus specifically and solely just, you know what I'm saying, on issues that pertains to us and how to address those things and how to fix it.
Barack Obama became the president of the United States of America. Black people voted him in, loved him, wanted him to be the president. Great. Whenever I said Barack Obama ain't going to do nothing for black people, what was the response that black people gave me?
You gotta give it a chance.
Nope. Black people said something to me every time I said, he's not doing nothing for black people. He's not going to do anything for black people. He's not going to do anything for us. You know what would black people say to me?
That he got other people that...
Thank you! He got to worry about the other people too. What's wrong with you, brother? He's the president of America, not just black people. He got to do for white people and Chinese people and Arab people too, not just black people. And I said, why? Why? Every white president, did he care about black people? No. All the laws catered to white people. All of them. The white woman said, I want to kill my babies. I want to kill my babies. Kill the baby. It ain't a baby, it's a fetus. Kill the baby. In the 1970s, 1973, Roe versus Wade, they gave the white woman what she wanted. You get what I'm saying? We want a tax cut for the rich so that we can give everybody jobs. If we want to give everybody jobs, give the rich tax cuts. Give the rich tax cuts, Reagan. Reagan, we need tax cuts for the rich. What did Reagan do? Give tax cuts to the rich. Barack Obama gets in office. He can't do it for just us. He got to worry about everybody. And I tell black people, he had no power then. He was a punk and a sucker and a coward. Black people go, what? I can't believe you say that. It's true, ain't it? It's absolutely true. He has no power then. What you voting for somebody who has no power then? Why would you care about somebody who has no power? We keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We'll have power. Power and rulership for us and only us. Over all the other nations. We'll worry about us, like the brother said. The judge, he's sitting up there in the judge seat, and he got to think about what his white counterparts is going to think if he give his brother a lesser sentence. He got to worry about that. That gets marked down. You gave Tyrone 3 months, but Jerry came in here from Fayetteville. You gave him a year. I don't know about that. He got to worry about that. So when he's not the judge, what does he say? Thank you, sis. Thank you, Deshaun Dixon. The Chinese hate bill. Biden worried about the Asians. We put Biden in office. He worried about the homosexuals. We put him in office. We put him in office. We backed him and supported him, and we love him. He doesn't care about us. We should only care. The law caters to us and only us. Go ahead, Al.
Shalaki, one of the things I'm saying, like what General Hobbs was bringing up on the radio show on Monday, was talking about, the vets and how, they would encourage them to go get treatment, of course, though. Meanwhile, after they got treatment, what happened with his father, his father got that 100% benefit and committed suicide.
Yeah.
So the same thing, even with Judge McKinney, trying to, I'm going to help this brother out here, I'm going to do this, I'm going to offer a lesser sentence, of course. What happened was, white people from Fayetteville, from DeWitt, from Marcellus, from
the suburbs,
they were all right there in the courts, running programs, to get us to what? Go down to this program, go down to that program, of course. And it basically, led us to, back into the jails, back on drugs, or promoting whatever programs that allowed them to get funds to do whatever they wanted to do, within their communities.
Absolutely. We have a book that caters only to us and for us. And it has everything in it. And it sets us above and focuses on us first and foremost. Keep going on. Young man out of Indianapolis. Shalom. You're the mighty captain out there.
Okay, slightly. You want me to go back to verse 13?
No, you read that.
Slightly, actually, I skipped.
Read the second part.
You read it. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 13, the second half. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, you read the first part. Yeah. Okay. And he's saying it, and he's saying it again. If you do this, now check this out. Go ahead. Verse 14.
And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day.
The law in its entirety. Keep going. To the right.
To the right hand, or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them.
That's right. He's saying all these things, all this power and authority. The law is given unto you for you to have this blessing, all the power and authority. But you can't go to the left, you can't go to the right, you can't serve the other gods, but you're going to get all these blessings. All right?